Nigeria, let me holla at you real quick. Before we start, I'm gonna say Happy New Month to everybody. May this month be a fruitful month for every one of us. And then if you are listening to me, watching this video, and you say amen, I want you to ask yourself these questions. This is a month of February, and on the 25th of this month, Nigeria is gonna face another test. I mean, we're going to try and elect another president on the 25th of this month, which means that's one of our civic duty to elect another president. Part of the duty is to make sure you have your PVC ready before the day, and ask yourself this: have you secured your PVC? Are you ready? And have you decided on which candidate you're going to vote for? Because this election is very important, and it's going to be the stepping stone to either Nigeria greatness or backwardness, because now we have three solid candidates that we can choose from, because none of them hasn't shown any sign of good leadership to me, or doesn't have any reputation to actually tell us that they will be successful as a next Nigerian president. The reason why I'm saying all this is I just want everybody to know that making a decision to know who you're going to vote for is very important. You can't just go and vote blindly because somebody came from your tribe or somebody says something you like. Part of the things that we're supposed to pay attention to democracy is to be sure that our candidate, the candidate we're going to vote for, actually has power and the will to do something that will benefit the masses. We've been so, I won't say we are gullible, but we've been so misdirected in so many ways that we just vote any candidate in blindly because we like them, or because we perceive they have done something in the past that's very close to being something that helped the masses. Because the three candidates that we have right now, I would say they don't really touch any economic issue that is going to help us move forward as a nation. They didn't really give any information or the plan that's going to make the Nigeria move forward. The same thing we did in 2015 by voting for Buhari, because people think, oh yeah, it's a military guy, he doesn't have time for nonsense, it's gonna stop the corruption. For 8 years he's been fighting corruption, and I don't know what he was fighting for, because the corruption is even double during his tenure. So I don't know what the problem we have most of the time is, because we can't really figure out who is telling the truth or who is telling the lie. We can really see who can actually do something great for our great nation. I would suggest before you go to polling booth on the 25th, you take your time, you study these three candidates. Make sure they have something tangible to do to help the economy. Because the reason why most people talking about coming election is not because we hate one candidate, it's not because we're trying to make sure one candidate get elected. It's because if you have three evils and they ask you to choose from them, you're going to choose that one that's going to harm you less, rather than choose one that you know for sure is going to be another from fry pan to fire. Because if we have a candidate right now that doesn't have any economic plan that's going to help everybody in Nigeria, people are shouting like, let's vote for him because he's from this tribe. Yeah, it's our son, Omawani. Let's get him elected. He's going to do everything that we're asking for. No, it's not. The same thing with Buhari. So it's not about the tribalism. Let's forget about that. Because a candidate in 2023 that's still talking about they don't care about what people think of them or the reputation, they don't have a good reputation when it comes to politics, want to elect that kind of candidate to go represent us. Because most people doesn't know that the only thing they're good at is to lie to masses just to get them to the position. Then immediately to get to that position, they are not listening to anybody advice anymore. They are not going to bend because of you. Whether you like it, you can sleep in the street for 365 days. They will continue doing whatever they want to do. The perfect example is Lekki massacre. It shook the whole world. It didn't change anything. These people didn't budge. They don't care. So we have to really pay attention this time around. For me, if I have to vote today, I will choose Obi. Obi is, like I said, three of them. There's no difference between them. But the less evil among them is Obi. Obi sounds like somebody that's a little bit more intelligent than he's more leaning towards reality than the rest of the candidates. Because when a candidate is trying to make a speech, a candidate that cannot even form a complete speech, that's talking about ulabalu, balabulu, like how are you going to expect that kind of candidate to represent 250 million people. Because it's not about, okay, we're just going to put our president in the Hausa. He's going to be the one that will represent us economically. He's going to be the one that will go and negotiate among the world leaders. That, okay, well, this is what we need for our country. This is what I propose. This is what I think we can share together. One thing most people doesn't understand is that if you are not a good communicator, you can't be a good leader. How can you be a good leader if you don't know how to convince people to do what you want them to do without violence, without going crazy, without doing any shady stuff? So you have to be a good communicator. You have to be a good problem solver to be a good leader. None of these people has any reputation to show for it. So that's why I'm saying, like, Obi is very close to reality among all these three major candidates. So that's what I say in Obi. That's what I believe, like, it's better than the rest of the candidates because he communicates very well, came up with the plan to help the economy. So whether his plan is going to work or not, it's not about just getting on the stage, just barrage people with like crazy conspiracy theory or whatever. It's about making sure like you have a plan. This is your plan. You state your plan to us. This is how you're going to achieve the plan. Then that's what we need because he's obviously he has done his own work. It's not about, okay, well, we're going to fight corruption. We're going to fight insecurity. Like all these APC candidates, they're all over the places. PDP candidates, they're all over the places. There's no solid plan in place that, okay, well, this is what we're going to do and this is how we're going to do it. So the best person right now that is making that kind of statement that I've listened to several times, that is moving closer to something that I believe if I find myself in that position, I would do, is Obi. Because all these people, they just keep trashing each other, attitude, behaviors. Oh, like, yeah, you do this, you did that. No, that's not what we need. Now, even according to the information we are getting right now, the APC in power, the incumbent government, they are not even in full support of their candidates. That's to tell everybody how dysfunctional these people are. So how do we expect Tinubu to go into the government and do what's going to be beneficial to individual that voted for him or to the masses, or that's going to help the economy? One thing I realized is these people, the only thing, they are so poor, the only thing they have left is money. They believe money will solve any problem for them. Their money, they believe they can reach anything. And they don't know that this is new generation. This is a new generation. Like you see people all these young kids becoming millionaire overnight. It's because it's not about the kind of money you have. It's about what you know. It's about what can you provide to help your society, to help your community. If you don't have any added value, why do you think people will listen to you? Why do you think people will do anything for you? So, but these people, they are out of touch that they can't even see that, okay, well, this is not for me anymore. How can a candidate be saying like, it is my turn, Emi Lokan? Like, it is not your birthright. We are talking about 250 people. How will you allow these people to get into power? Somebody that doesn't even know. I believe this guy cannot even spell his name right now. He used to be a smart guy back in the day, but right now, this is not the kind of person we need to represent Nigeria. This is not the kind of person that we want to send to White House to go and talk to American president. This is not the kind of president we need to send to UK to go and negotiate with the British government. We need somebody that can actually design a solution to every problem that Nigeria is facing. Because by the time you get to these world leaders and you tender your case, if it makes sense, they will respect you. But if it doesn't, how do you think they're going to take you? They're not going to take you seriously. Nobody's going to take you seriously. It's as if, okay, well, I'm looking for a job. I'm trying to get a bigger position or something like that, something that's going to pay me more money. They're not going to just be like, okay, well, because I have a beautiful resume. Oh, yeah, his resume was great. It's perfect. No, resume is just it's a passport. Okay, well, you're going to the airport. You have to show your passport. But that doesn't mean you show your passport to the immigration officer that you've already get to your destination. No, it's a process. From the application, you go to the next level. From next level, until you get the job, actually get the job. And it's a process. It may be 10 steps, it may be 20 steps, and it may be 4 steps. We are trying to glorify these people because they have done something in the past. And I keep telling people like, Tinubu did not do anything for Lagos State. He did not do anything. They just believe like, okay, well, his 8 years was phenomenal. I keep making this argument like, everything he did during his tenure as a Lagos State governor, it was what Buba Marwa, if anybody can remember, the former Lagos administrator, during the military regime, the last person before Tinubu. This guy was the one that implemented all this process, making sure they started changing Lagos. He started making sure that, okay, well, they're going to reduce the population, they're going to reduce the transportation, they're going to widen the road, they're going to do everything. He didn't have enough time before the change of government to complete his mission. Then Tinubu took over, he saw the opportunity, he said, okay, this is a very good idea, and he followed suit. And I don't blame him for that. I appreciate, in fact, I applaud him for that, but that wasn't his glory. That doesn't give him a free pass to go to Asoro. And after that, even if he did any good thing for Lagos, everything he did after he left the office, it has destroyed everything he worked for by implementing, making sure that, oh, my candidate get into the office, making sure he bully people to get his candidate to elected. So that's not the kind of leader we need. That's not the kind of person that will just veto everything, that just, okay, well, tantrum, like, okay, well, this is what I want us to do. If we can't do it, no, it has to be my way or highway. That's not the kind of person that is going to listen to anybody's advice. So how can you say, like, okay, because it's for my tribe, so I should vote for him because of that? It doesn't even make any sense. In 2023, how can you say you want to elect somebody because he came from your tribe? I'm just saying, I don't know how people see that. Maybe there should be a way to lecture people, to let people understand, like, it's not about tribalism. It's not about, okay, well, it's Omomini, we have to vote for him. We don't care because he's going to do something that's going to be beneficial to the part of, to where I came from. No, it's not, because these people, they are so selfish. They don't care about anybody but themselves. And like I said, they got nothing to lose. They got no idea. That's why they always resort to violence. Anything, if they see anybody that wants to stand against them or that wants to tell them that what they are doing is not right, they're ready to fight you. They're ready to take you down. They're ready to go extra mile just to make sure that they keep you quiet. That's not the kind of a good person to elect as the president. My next video is, we're going to talk about globalization. I will explain to everybody how globalization works and how it's going to be beneficial to Nigerians if we actually elect a good president that can represent all Nigerians, that can actually, somebody that's outspoken, somebody with a good idea, with innovative idea. I'm not talking about just crazy idea that some just put in the air and they started going for it. I'm talking about well-researched idea. So if you enjoyed this video, subscribe to my channel, follow my video, share this video with your family and friends. Let people know. We are not sabotaging anybody's campaign. We are not trying to make anybody look bad. But I'm just saying, like, this time around, we need to make a right decision. Even if they want to rig the election, we want to make it difficult for them to do so. We really have to do that. This election is not about anything. It's about your mama. Because the way people are suffering in Nigeria, if we have any 8 years of this again, I can tell you right now, there won't be Nigerian anymore in the next 4 years. Because the level of poverty right now, it's outrageous. It doesn't matter what kind of job you do. It doesn't matter how successful you think you are in Nigeria. It's so difficult to live in Nigeria right now. I'm not living in Nigeria, but I can feel the pain in people's voice. I can feel the pain in people's attitude. I can see that, like, people doesn't even want to live anymore, because the only option for people right now is to leave that country. When everybody leaves, what do you think is going to happen? We live in outside Nigeria, we want to come home. We want to come and all this idea. I've been living in where I am right now for 12 years, and I'm ready to come back home. All the knowledge, all the ideas, all the, like, everything that I've done successfully, I want to bring the same thing to my country, to be able to see, like, okay, well, my country start moving in right direction. But how are we going to do that if we don't have a good governance? How are we going to do that? Because no matter idea you think you have, if there is no good leader that's going to help you implement that idea or have a program in place that's going to help that idea, shape that idea up, you're just wasting your time. You're just going to be like, okay, well, you spend 2 years, waste your time, waste your money, waste your resources, and you still have to come back here. So let's think about it. Vote wisely, get your PVC, do your research. Forget about all this drama on social media. Forget about all this drama on the street. Forget about what they say, what somebody say, or what they don't say. Do your personal research. Look at the plan, Obia, if it's allowed to be Nigerian president, how is it going to benefit you as an individual and as a Nigerian citizen? And for us too, like, we have so many talented people living in other, like, using that idea, using their everything they learn to grow another country. So why don't you allow those people, bring them back, let people showcase their talent? Let's help our economy, let's help our people. It's not about, like, I can tell you, like, majority of money that is going to Nigerian economy, it came from foreign country. Nothing is functioning in Nigeria anymore. That's 8 years of APC. Think about it, because 2023, we come, and February 25th, we come. And what we do today is going to determine whether we're going to be in this same situation or we're going to move forward. Thank you.